anything we can get our hands on and make money. And my father-in-law and my mother-in-law did not get COVID, but they were very, very old and nobody would want them. So I took them to the dump. So that was my little help that I could help. That's what this is. Drink, donate. E-beggar. Drink, booze hound. Drink, donate. E-beggar. Drink, booze hound. Drink, donate. E-beggar. Drink, happy birthday, booze hound. Hack, e-beggar. I'm gonna ride this YouTube gravy train until the wheels fall off. Donate. E-beggar. Donate. E-beggar. Donate. E-beggar. Gravy train. I'm not Muslim. I'm just a
food channel that's running out of ideas.
In the meantime, let's watch some TikTok. On my TikTok, white Canadian. On my TikTok, white. On my TikTok, white Canadian. On my TikTok, white. I'm not Muslim. I'm just a white Canadian white guy. Hitler flap. Thank you very much. White guy. Because I'm white. So the Japanese are horrible people. If I had a gun and you were right in front of me, I'd put the gun to your face. I'm gonna ride this YouTube gravy train until the wheels fall off. I think I've stalled. If I had a gun and you were right in front of me, I'd put the gun to your face. Bitch. I did the uncut raw videos. Whether we win or lose, we drink booze. A British peanut. I'm very uneducated. Is this your full-time job? Yes. This is a business. Topper's Pizza. This is a business. Topper's Pizza. That sucked like shit. That sucked huge fucking shit. Do you enjoy doing food reviews as much, or are you bored? I'm bored. Tangy. 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 I'm insane. Double. Hi, can I get a medium Pepsi, please? Sorry? Medium Pepsi. There's a sign here saying turtles.
Oh. Yep, yeah. Oh, this is my car.
We're gonna do it. Here we go. Ready?
Oh no. It's totally messy, but the idea is you keep it in the wrapper.
I know. I want people to see it.
Well, he wanted to eat this in the car. So I think we could have, no? It would have rocked my car.
I'm not Muslim. I'm just a white Canadian Hitler flap. See what I mean? Hitler flap. Thank you very much. Because I'm white. The Chinese are horrible, so the Japanese are horrible people. Fuck. Shit. Beautiful looking lunch.
You are good at describing food.
You really got to stop that. You really need to stop that. How else to fix this? You really got to stop that. You really need to stop that.
This is the dumpster that your mom and I found you in. Your real name was going to be called Waste Management. Yeah, I made more fucking money than you ever did. Well, Cam, why did you gain so much weight? Because I slept at D-Spot for 24 hours and ate tons of this stuff. Hi, and I was like... Now, if you're a child, don't fucking watch this.
Hey guys, this is getting published on April 1st, 2022, and I'm working on the last few days of March 2022. And this is 3 parts. It starts with this part from January 13th, 2022, with which Ken says, "More sad news." And just look at the look on his face that he chose for the thumbnail. He's acting. It's like, here we go, guys. Tough times. And what he lets us know is none of our business. And if he wants to do anything with any class, he should just say, "Hey, guys, like, Carol's mother passed, and thanks for your notes of support the past while." He tells us all the details. You know, it's none of our business. He's exploiting it. This is just what he does. He exploits everything for a cheap buck. And he lets us know that Carol's mother has passed. And you'll remember that he made a video a while back where he let us know that Carol's mother's father was selling their big cottage. So he was walking all over the lot. And it's a big lot. It's a huge cottage. It's something that you can live in year-round. And it's on the lake. Well, of course, the cottage is on the lake. I don't know. I guess you can have, a tiny house somewhere off someplace and still call it a cottage. I don't know. Anyway, this place is huge lot on the lake. It probably sold for about $3 million. And so there's Carol and her sister. So the Domiks, and she has since retired from her job permanently. They're done. They have tons of money now. And so with this one, he lets us know where the money came from, as if it was any of our business. And he gives us all the details. Anyway, okay, I don't want to talk way too long. I mean, so we have to do some talking here at the start. So what he does with this video is he interjects talking about the jackery while he's talking about something serious. I mean, this guy is unbelievable, really, sometimes. And part 2 is they're going to look at the Sprinter vans, because they're loaded, right? They're done. And the last part is they end up getting the used van. So those are the 3 parts. The money, they look for a van, they're telling us that we have to pay for it, or rather he's saying that his fans have to pay for it, and then they buy the used Sprinter van. So let's do this. Ken Domik Music Service. Ken is setting a sad mood. Ken Domik Music Service. He's about more than just food. It doesn't matter how times get tough. It doesn't matter one bit. He's always gonna be showing you that jackery piece of shit. Oh yeah. It's carefully planned and photographed and shared for you to have. Ken Domik promotes the jackery at moments that he should not. It doesn't matter what he's gonna say about what happened to someone he knows, because the jackery goes. The jackery goes in the footage. Promote that piece of junk. Do it, Ken Domik. We know how you are.
Hey guys, how are you today? I'm just wrapping up the video at A&W, the Jackery that Jackery sent me.
and just finishing up a coffee. I did their pancakes. I can't remember if I ever did their pancakes.
This video should have been about one thing, which is Ken tastefully telling us that his wife's mother has passed. And instead of that, he's going to talk about the jackery, and he also has got to get that dang TV tray on camera too. Like, look on his face, you know, this guy's not a hard-working creator. This is a guy that started with cat videos, didn't work, so he jumped on another bandwagon, which was eating the junk food in your car and reviewing it. And it worked, you know, he got lucky. Like we've known for years and years, he has no interest in the culinary arts. He doesn't know what he's talking about, and he says, hey, I don't know what I'm talking about. I mean, he still offers himself as a food channel, and then when you call him on, he's like, I don't know what I'm talking about. It's like, remember when he was drunk and said, what's your favorite cheese? He couldn't even think of anything besides cheddar. And like, he doesn't know the difference between mayonnaise and sour cream. And anyway, so what he thinks is, you know, wow, what's the thing I'm going to create? How am I going to make a really great piece of material? He's always thinking, how can I work the angles for easy money? That's why he's bringing the stupid TV tray in the video to tell us that his mother-in-law has passed away.
Cakes before. It is possible. I've eaten at A&W so many times, but I can't remember all the reviews I've done. There's so many, and then there are times when I don't do a review and I try stuff, but I forget that I did it, and it's just what happens when you turn 55, maybe.
Or maybe it happens when you do drunk streams every now and then, and you take 9 shots of tequila in about 3 hours. It could be that, too.
I don't know. Or that fact that you do this for a living.
Here we go with his crazy-ass job again, as if he has to do it and take in all that sugar, salt, and fat, and make himself look like he's 72.
And it's just scattered in your brain. I have over 1,800 videos
that are all forgettable, and nobody will remember for anything more than 5 minutes after you finally hang this garbage up. That's what you get, like, when you're a hack, and it's just, you know, let's see, I gotta follow, how do you make lots of money? Cat videos, okay, that didn't work. What's happening? Junk food in the car reviews, do that. Oh, look, it worked. And in all those years, I mean, you could have become a professional chef. I mean, you said it yourself, you're just gonna ride this gravy train into the ground, and, you don't even care about your own work. So yeah, an enormous pile of forgettable shit from somebody who doesn't care about what he does.
On my channel. Crazy. I lost count. I stopped checking when I hit like 1,600. And just recently I looked again because I couldn't remember how many I had. And I had like over 1,800 videos. So thank you very much for watching all my videos.
You are talking to yourself because of your 567,000 subscribers. More than half of them have left years and years ago.
And making the KBD Productions TV and this channel as popular as it is.
You mean was. Back in the day, you could eat a air, land, and sea burger and get around 300,000 views. You do it today, you get around 40,000 views. So who are you kidding? Anyway, I'm not gonna lie. Ken still makes money. It's just like, not at all like what he used to get back in the day.
Really appreciating all the love that you guys are giving me. Got some sad news for you guys. On Sunday afternoon, well, let's go back a week. She's in the memory care of a retirement home, and her husband's like on the 4th floor. She's on the 2nd floor. I don't think when you're in the memory care, you can live with your spouse unless you need memory care as well. But over the last week, she started just getting a little bit worse and worse. And
how dare he talk about this? My guess is that Carol's father doesn't hang around YouTube, and if he does, he's not hanging around this goof's silly food channel or boring blog thing. And if Ken would have approached him and said, hey, do you mind if I tell everybody the story of the deterioration and demise of your wife, and I talk about it on the vlog channel, and, well, I talk about the jackery and make money off of it? Of course he would tell him not to do that. This is disgusting.
So, and then she stopped eating as of, I think, Thursday, and because Paul and I went for a walk and did a hike that night, and Carol let me know, and then I was talking to Paul about it, and the same thing happened to his mom, unfortunately, and she had Alzheimer's, and then once they stop eating, it's just days from there going forward. When your Alzheimer's gets to that point, your body like just keeps forgetting things, and then eventually actually forgets to swallow, doesn't remember how to swallow, and if you put any food in their mouth, they'll just choke on it. So again, as of Thursday, she stopped eating, and then so Carol and her sister are caregivers, so the facility that they're in is in lockdown because they had like 29 cases.
Do you notice the silly look on his face? It's acting, okay? He's creating content. So he's looking like all mystified by it. He's just, rambling out, and then this happened, and then there was something else happened, and then something else happened. And then, like, he shouldn't be talking with this. He sets up to do this video. He's thinking views, clicks, money. And that's sinister. And so while he's there, and then this, and then that, and that, he shouldn't be talking about this. And he posts it, and it's monetized. Have some class. Just say that she passed, and don't monetize it. And don't talk about the jackery in the same video either.
COVID, and my father-in-law and my mother-in-law did not get COVID, but they, my wife, or Carol, and her sister are both caregivers to their mom, so they had to go in and like put on the full gown with the face shield and mask and the gown and all that stuff. But so they would go in, take turns every single day from Friday to Sunday. Carol actually brought her cot and slept in her mom's room, and on Saturday night, and then Saturday early afternoon, she was with her mom the whole time. And then her sister showed up, so she came home to get some more stuff. And on her way back to the hospital, her sister called and said, when you get here, you might want to come up because Carol's mom had passed. And so I'm super glad.
This here is acting. Ken wants you to feel something for this, so he pretends like he has to pause because he's crying. It's just that he comes back, and you can tell he hasn't been crying, and you can tell his composure. He was just putting these pauses in there so you watch and think, it is acting.
I'm very glad and happy for Carol that she got to spend that last night with her mom. I'm sad that she wasn't there when she passed on, but Heather was there with her, so she wasn't alone, which is the most important thing. You don't want to be alone at the end. You want to be with family. The Jackery that Jackery sent me, and I'm not sure if Jim was in the room with Heather, but they said they were talking. So like Heather and like Carol's sister and maybe one of the people that worked there, or Jim, I can't remember the exact what happened, but then they noticed that Joan had finally stopped breathing, and so they called the nurse in and I guess pronounced her dead. And so Carol came home after during that major snowstorm we had on that Sunday night. So luckily she was the Jackery that Jackery sent me in the four-wheel drive Volkswagen. I told her, make sure you put the little switch to snow so you can make it home, no problem, because it was crazy blizzard.
Notice how he is dragging the story out to create more and more content so he can get more and more money from this for a story he shouldn't even be telling. I mean, like, this is like a cheap drama angle to add to it. It's like, I told her, make sure you flip on the snow button so that you can get just crazy blizzard, people.
On that Sunday night, so she came home, we hugged, we sat down, talked, and the next day we just kind of milled about for a bit, and then she had to go back and help her sister clean the Jackery that Jackery sent me up the room. I went up yesterday and grabbed the Jackery that Jackery sent me, a chair, an ottoman, a laundry hamper that they didn't want anymore, and took it to the dump because it was they were very, very old and nobody would want them. So I took them to the dump. So that was my help that I could help. Again, I can't go in the building, but I got to see the Jackery that Jackery sent me. My father-in-law, give him a big hug, and my sister-in-law, give her a big hug, and that's what I did yesterday. We've got a few more things planned this week with family, and I'm not sure exactly what day the funeral is on and how many people can show up because of COVID and all that. So I told Carol, I said I need to do like one more job.
No, you do not, because it is not as if you and Carol are going to starve if you do not make another silly chicken sandwich video, and it's not as if you're going to lose your shack in the elf village if you do not do another silly chicken sandwich video. So please do not lie, Ken.
And so this was somewhat of an easy one. It's not a 24-hour camp out. So I got here yesterday at around 3:30 and did the whole electric blanket experiment, which went really well. I'm bringing that electric blanket everywhere I go, and of course the Jackery that Jackery sent me, the solar power generator, worked fantastic.
So we go from a video that is entitled More Sad News, which is about his mother-in-law passing away, to a product placement for Jackery. How does he put those two things together in the same video? Because it's not an honest talk. He goes in there with a title and a thumbnail picture of more sad news. Hello there, people. We have some more sad news for all of you guys. Sorry. And then it's like, telling you about how great the Jackery is. What can we say? Really?
And it seems that depending on what setting... Hey Siri, what's the wind chill?
The wind chill is currently -4 degrees.
I think maybe they are one of those restaurants that closes Monday and Tuesday, and they're open from Wednesday to Sunday kind of thing. I'll have to check the website again. I thought I did check the website, and I thought it was open. Maybe I was thinking that it was open Wednesday. I don't know. Like, all my days are getting screwed up because of what's going on in our lives. So I talked to Carol on the phone, and then I had to go out and do more videos for you guys. So
that makes you a hero? Please stop making it sound like you have to go out there and make video for your audience. Like, yeah, I have to go out and do this. I'm doing this all for you. I'm giving back with a live show. That's what he says when he does it with a live show. He's giving back. How would you do a giveaway? It's just not in his nature to spend money on something that's worth having, or to just give money away, because it sets a precedent that, that he has to give back. I mean, you give Ken your money, because he's doing all of this for you. And remember, he's barely getting by, too.
Yeah, I feel bad. Carol lost her dog first, and now she's lost her mom. They lost their brother like 5 years ago now.
Stop talking about it for clicks, views, and money, you punk. We remember how you always were with Ben, and if there was anything that you could exploit for some cheap dollars, you did it. And now he's not on the channel anymore, which is good, because if he stubs a toe, you'll be, Ben stubs toe, exclusive video on KBD Productions TV. Maybe it goes viral. I make lots of money.
It's pretty depressing. It's pretty upsetting. But this is life, and we gotta push through and be here for each other and live every day to the fullest, because you just don't know how long you're going to be around. And that's why 2 years ago, almost to the day, I started doing the intermittent fasting, because I can't just keep eating like this all the time.
there he goes, lying again. So, for the last little while, I said that I've lost track of it, that it's about 2 years. And, so he's saying this on January 13th of this year, 2022. So I was pretty close. I mean, I didn't have the exact time. I was pretty close. And so he says it was like about 2 years ago. So he made that video January 13th, or he shot it a day before. So it's like it was early in the year. So it's like some sort of a New Year's resolution for 2020, thereabouts. And 2 years of intermittent fasting? No. He's lying. He lies often. And we can prove it. Because, like, if he's really doing intermittent fasting for the past 2 years, his face would have tightened up and that weird gut of his would have went away. Overall, he would have been in a lot better shape. Let me tell you what intermittent fasting is. Tough to get started. Because, you know, we're raised to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snacks, and a late night snack. So what you have for breakfast is black coffee or tea with no cream or sugar or water, and you're skipping breakfast, and you're skipping lunch. And when it's dinner time, you're pushing your dinner as late into the evening as you can make it. Like everybody else has dinner, and then they relax a little bit, watch some TV, maybe read the newspaper or something, whatever. And then a little bit after that, they go to bed. Intermittent fasting, you got nothing for breakfast, nothing for lunch. You push dinner past what other people have, and then you eat as close as you can get before going to bed. So people say, well, you know, that means you're not you're not burning up your calories at night because you're not active. This is for people that want to lose weight. Okay, so what you do is you get like a lot of nutrients in your blood that helps you sleep better. And yes, so while you're not digesting it properly because you're not, you know, doing anything, the benefit is once that food is done away with and you get going and you skip breakfast, lunch for the day, you're burning the fat. And it takes some time to build up to get to that point. And once you do it, like it's really tough to skip breakfast, lunch, and then have a late dinner at first. However, if you stick with it, the hunger pangs start to subside a great deal. It's still a little uncomfortable. It's just like, hey, you want to lose weight or not? And you can get by with water and coffee, you know, black, and it will work. The thing is, you bugger up everything if you start eating shit in the middle of the day. And that's what Ken does. So he's telling people for the last 2 years, I'm intermittent fasting. No, he is not doing it. If he does it like a couple days, and then he goes right back to this stuff, it's ridiculous. So like I don't, too much talking. I got some great footage for you, okay? It's been worth it. So that's Ken on January 13th saying he's been doing intermittent fasting for the past 2 years, and he still has, you know, his face is sagging, he's in poor shape, he's got that weird gut. How come there's nothing changing? Because he's lying, he's not really doing it properly. So that is what he said on January 13th, 2022, and 2.5 months later, on March 30th, 2022, he did another one of his fake sleepovers at a place called D-Spot, which is a dessert cafe. And he was there for the whole day eating desserts. Here is a clip.
Well, Cam, why did you gain so much weight? Because I slept at D-Spot for 24 hours and ate tons of this stuff.
So not only was Ken lying on January 13th of this year when he says he's been doing intermittent fasting for about 2 years, here he is like 2.5 months later after he said that, and he's eating that, and like he's eating that late at night. It doesn't matter. He was eating that sort of shit all day long. Like you heard him say, he's like, "Oh, because I've been sleeping here." He doesn't sleep there. I'm gonna react to that thing soon. He pretends to sleep over. The thing is, he ate shit for a whole day. It was a dessert place. You want to see what that was? Here. Do not tell people that you are doing intermittent fasting for the past 2 years, Ken. Or be prepared for others to challenge you on it and say, no, you're not doing intermittent fasting. Because, like you have to, it's bringing about a change that is positive. That you condition your body to be gobbling up fat all day long, and you avoid the meals because you fought off your hunger, and finally, late in the day, you give in and you eat, and you get your calories, which you need. And if you keep that going, you lose weight. When you have a day like this, and you eat shit all day long, I mean, this isn't the first time he's done it in like 2.5 years. Sorry, not what was it? What did he said? January 13th, he's been doing it for 2 years. So that's, this clip is from 2.5 months later. So don't say you've been doing intermittent fasting for 2 years. Because you build up that you avoid the hunger for the normal meals. What Ken has been doing for the whole 2 years plus of him saying that he's doing intermittent fasting is that he does it for like a couple of days, 3 days, even 4 days, let's say. Then he eats like this. And if you do it like for 2 days, then you eat like Ken does, and then you do it for another 2 days, it will never work. That's why he still looks so bad. That's why his gut doesn't go away. He's not doing it. He's doing a disservice to everybody who wonders about it or who is doing it, for him to sit there and say, oh, I've been intermittent fasting for the past 2 years. No, he is not. You mess up everything. It takes a few weeks to get going, and then it really starts to work. You know, if you got a lot of weight to lose, stick with it. It's going to work. And what he does, he says that he's doing it. He only does it for like maybe 2 or 3 days. Then he eats shit right throughout the whole day. And he thinks it gets fixed because he has a salad on the weekends. He's so stupid, or he just wants to mislead people. I mean, he really has a lot of gall to be doing this because the evidence is there in front of us. It's in the middle of the day. He's always eating garbage, and he's eating plenty of it. And he says he's doing intermittent fasting. Anyway, I just want to show you guys that, you know, he said that on January 13th. He's been doing it for 2 years. And here is the footage of 2.5 months later. Not only has he been not doing it for all the time he says he's been doing it, here's a perfect example that he is not really doing it. This screws up everything, and it's why it's not working for him. So, I mean, he's just manipulating an audience, which is easy to push around because they're just so stupid. And over here, where we are smart, for us, it's to laugh at.
2 years ago, almost to the day, I started doing the intermittent fasting because I can't just keep eating like this all the time, and that's why I dropped down to 1 to 2 videos a week. I try really hard at home to eat healthy salads, and I eat a lot of sardines and fish and healthy things like that, salmon, grass-fed beef. So I'm doing the best I can on my end to try to be on this earth as long as I can, but I also need to make videos for you guys.
Do you get that? It is our fault. Or rather, it is Ken's audience's fault that he has to make videos for you guys. He's actually risking his life to make videos for you guys. He doesn't have to. They have a mint. Carol is retired because they have a mint. They don't need the money. He doesn't have to do this. He's got like a bad habit with fast food, and he's greedy because it's easy money. So it's not like he's a hero by eating chicken sandwiches all the time.
In the next coming little while, I'm definitely going to be doing Jackery power.
There you go. Our Ken mentioned Jackery 3 times in a video that was about his mother-in-law having passed away, and it should only have been about that, and it should have been done tastefully, with respect. What can we say, really? Okay, done with this. We are now going to move on to chapter 2, with the two dummies are going to go check out some recreational vehicles. And the first thing that we're going to get from Ken is the Epidemic Sound version of Blaze of Glory from Bon Jovi, or maybe just John Bon Jovi as a solo project. Whatever. Moving on to chapter 2. Check the bottom right-hand corner with Rusty, and that is where Peckerhead is driving the drone from.
Hey vloggers, it's Ken and Carol.
And it is also 1974 whenever Carol does that wave, because that was back in the day, and that is how people acted whenever there was a TV crew in the neighborhood and they were trying to either get on television for 12 seconds in the background, or if they were already on, they wanted to draw some more attention to themselves. That is what they did back then.
We just finished doing our full food adventure together. Pretty much, I guess, our first one. That was like an all-day kind of thing.
Yes, they got a potato pancake from a gas station, and then later on they got donuts.
So, like I said, at the end of the video that we put together today, we're hoping that we can get a lot of people over on Patreon.
Donate, e-beggar. Donate, e-beggar. Donate, e-beggar. Donate, e-beggar. Donate, e-beggar. Donate, e-beggar.
To help us out for, again, the expenses of gas, repairs, maintenance, food, possibly hotels if we're in a situation where we can't camp or whatever. We might be trying to save money by sleeping in Walmarts.
So you are going to try to save a little bit of money by sleeping in a Walmart parking lot every now and then, and that is supposed to make me feel good, then give you my money. Why would I want to do that when you guys already lavished yourselves with $130,000 worth of new vehicles in the last 2 years? With the newer one being the Volkswagen Ass with a big fire-breathing engine, and now you're on your way to get yourselves an RV, and you also have this rusty prop thing too, and so you're going to try to save money, so we got to take up the slack when you're already loaded with cash?
If there's not a good campground around, or the campground is... What was that?
It's just the...
Oh. Like, I thought something scraped on the side of my car. So if you guys have the means and want to be a part of the channel and part of this decision making, please join us over on Patreon. We're also thinking that if you become a member,
donate, e-beggar. Donate, e-beggar.
On this channel or the KBD Productions TV channel, because being a member, we can have you guys in on those member-only live streams. Plus, you get the little burger, shows how long you guys have been.
This makes no sense because we know Ken's personality. And if we were to approach him and say, come on, give us your money, you know what you get? The little burger. He would say, I'm an adult, I don't care about getting a little burger. I'm going to keep my money. You can eat me, princess. That is the type of person that is making this plea. That is what he rewards you with if you give him your money.
Member of the channel and all that stuff. If you become a member there,
donate,
and $20 patron, which is the postcard level,
donate,
25 is the postcard level plus birthday. But if you do the channel membership on this channel or KBD Productions TV, and you're a $20 member on Patreon, because Patreon doesn't take as much money as YouTube. YouTube takes 30% of your generous donation, and Patreon only takes around 9%, I think. And there's fees and all that stuff in there. But we'd rather have you guys over on Patreon at the postcard level than on the channel membership
Donate.
at the postcard level.
E-beggar. Donate.
And if you do
Donate.
that, what I just said,
E-beggar.
sorry, $5 level
Donate. E-beggar.
channel
Donate.
member, $20 there
Donate.
will bump you up
E-beggar. Donate.
to the
Donate. E-beggar.
postcard
Donate.
plus birthday
E-beggar.
card
Donate.
level on
E-beggar.
Patreon.
Donate.
So you won't be in the $20
Donate.
column, you'll be in the
E-beggar.
$25 column
E-beggar.
along with
Donate.
the other 10 people that are there
Donate.
right now. Cool?
E-beggar.
I hope that's
Donate.
cool with you guys. If you can't afford to do that, just still please watch our videos, share our videos, comment on every video that we make, and hit that thumbs up. You guys are super important to us as well. Sold, everything's sold. We're gonna have to make a run for it, Carol.
Cool. I brought a jacket.
Well, I did too, but it's not meant for rain. It's meant for cold, crappy weather, which we've had. Let's go check out these RVs.
So I'm just going to get you to fill in this top portion of the card.
Sure.
What that does just help whoever's helping you today. Remember your names, what you were looking at.
Right. Thank you.
You can park it in your driveway in Toronto and nobody gives you a hard time.
Yeah.
The mistake is, though, a lot of people look at the vans thinking that because they're small, they're cheap.
Nope.
No, they're not cheap.
My first time ever sitting in a Mercedes.
Beautiful seats.
This is probably a rotating seat.
This is power. They both.
Oh boy. What a gorgeous looking vehicle. Got a little microwave, vent, roof vent.
Thanks to all the money that his wife Carol recently inherited, our Ken really is seriously able to consider buying such a thing. Only he is not quite able to navigate his way to the bathroom doors and open and close them without screwing it up in some way.
Toilet.
You're not going to hear squat from the diesel. Okay.
This is cool.
Okay.
Pull down sink.
This is for you to have like a TV, or you can have coffee cups or this, or
What's the length of this vehicle?
Please note that the door on the left is meant to go over top of the one on the right. And Ken is not able to get that correct.
This is a 20-foot, right?
20 foot. But they go higher, right?
Not for this type.
Not for this type.
This type. When you start going, you can go into other units. Okay. They used to be able to get a van for about 110 grand.
TV. Nice.
Now your cheapest thing you can buy, C-Class.
Right.
We could sell you a 24-foot C-Class without a slide, or a 24-foot C-Class with a slide. One's 125, one's 135 grand, and they're brand new. Oh, I see.
I did that just to have you guys hear the prices. Now these items are all decked out too. So I went to the official Mercedes-Benz Canada website, and these things start at $50,110. And the most expensive one is $59,900. There's just one thing. The damn things are empty when you get them. So what Ken wants is, of course, a lot more money, and that's the only thing that anybody would want. I mean, he wants an ugly, empty Mercedes cargo van. So I think we're pretty much done here, and then we're going to find out what he did get.
So this is only 4x4 they have
on the lot.
Seatbelt. Water. Oh, Carol always locks it on me. It's a good thing. And it's a bad thing at the same time. Talk to you later, Carol.
Yeah.
Say bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
As you can see, guys, we are back, Carol and I, and we have a key to look at. A brand new.
Here it is, part 3. And even though I don't like Ken or what he does, part of me wishes that he would stop getting all this ugly retiree shit and get something cool. Like if you remember when he got the Volkswagen Tiguan, he could have had a Ford Mustang for less money. Well, you know, Ken is just a really boring idiot, so, okay, he's joking about getting a new Mercedes. Get back to those ugly cargo van things.
No, it's this vehicle here. Let me turn the camera around. This is a used, I think 2017 Sprinter. Apparently it's in great condition. There's a bit of rust, but again, we're gonna hopefully just use this for a little while, and then buy a new one when the new ones come out with all-wheel drive. So
Ken bought an ugly, empty, used Mercedes Sprinter van, and he got a huge one. Look at the size of that thing. I had to stop it there because it fills the entire frame. And he's just going to keep it for part of the year, and he intends to buy a brand new one later on. And he's going to lose so much money because he's going to be another owner in the line of this thing when he tries to get rid of it. See what it's like when idiots have tons of money? They just don't care. It's like, well, I wanted something, I want this stuff. He doesn't have any patience. It's like, you know, like he's a man-child. He wants it now. So, that's what he got. And let's get a little tour of it.
I guess double tap. So that should be unlocked. Let's go in the back door. Sorry about the wind, guys. I don't have all my equipment with me. I just came back from the stealth camp. Oh, so go on in. They'll take out the middle section there, or we'll have to do it.
So what Ken is imagining is one of the special Sprinter vans that he went over at the Hitch House. And what he has is a blank canvas. And like that, this is from 2017. And it was from a kitchen and bath contractor company. Like, I'm not an expert on these things. I don't pretend to be. So all I can tell you is I went to the Mercedes-Benz website. They do not sell the ones that are all loaded with all that stuff. So those are made by, some special company that enhances the Sprinter vans and turns them into something else. So Ken's gone ahead and gotten this. And it's going to be so funny as he tries to fill it with all the goodies. And it's going to be so much work and so much money. It's so stupid. He might have just tried to stuff himself and Carol into Rusty. Of course, she probably refused that. Can you imagine the talk that they had before they got this thing? Well, Carol, we can't get the Sprinter that we want. Well, I want to do something now. Well, I want to... And they get this. To reiterate, the funny part, and it's also a part to get angry about, is that they have so much money they don't even care. And they still want you to pay for it all, as if they're suffering for cash.
So again, lots of headroom. Look at Carol standing, no problems whatsoever. Oh, thumbnail. Put your hands up and look at me and smile.
Now that both kids are long out of the house and it's just Ken and Carol, if they want to get a little bit weird, this is what Carol looks like if Ken has her tied to the rafters. I had to come up with some kind of a joke. And he's, oh, this is a thumbnail. There you go.
Thumbnail. So it looks like this is probably wiring to the back for maybe, does it have a rear backup mirror? Or backup camera? Yeah, right there, backup camera, which is awesome. I've seen some of them that don't have it.
Fantastic, Ken. It has a backup camera. So that means that 90% of your work is already done.
So it's already got some paneling on the wall, which is awesome. It's not like totally bare. It's got a floor. It's got tie down things we could link into. High, and I was just like. And it looks like these are covers, so this might come off and it might look really nice underneath.
More likely that they have been damaged by 5 years of heavy use by contractors, because Ken, no, they are not kitchen furniture movers. They are heavy contractors who create custom kitchens. So probably that cheap cover is really covering what a mess those armrests really are. You're really like, you're such a child, Ken. Really.
Yeah.
It'll still be really dusty.
This is probably like bottom of the line version of this van.
We had heat coming in.
Because like all these buttons are missing. There's nothing there. There's nothing here. So yeah, if they do a really good job detailing this, I'll be happy. I don't know the exact price. It's over 40,000. So
not all retirees are boring as Ken and Carol are. Here we have the 2022 prices for the Mustangs from the Canadian dealer, and the two on the left start at less than 40 grand. So they could play with that. Instead, they get this thing. They are so dull.
oh, look at that space.
Nice.
Put records in there.
Maps in there.
All the maps.
Okay, so the air is good.
Oh, good.
That's
A little step bar so you can get into the engine area.
So you can slide off it and break your neck. Very convenient.
Very excited, people. Very excited. Carol was like, before I came here, like he's like, oh, we're gonna have to peel all their stickers off, and I'm like, well, I kind of maybe don't want them to peel them off just yet because I wanted to see. Obviously, I want to peel this stuff off, but we might leave the orange on. Like, why not? And just take those ones off, and obviously that phone number. Maybe even leave these on and tell them to take this off. Just take that, and that. And Carol was saying, just take the P off, and we got the KB, and we just put a D right there.
Yes, like that makes sense. And as if it would look really good, too. People with money who are stupid do whatever they want. And like everybody else who has money, pretty much, they are very quick to say, we're broke! We don't have any money, we're broke! Please help us! Give us your money! Now!
And KBD Inc. Okay, Carol had her turn. Didn't want any evidence of her doing donuts in the parking.
That is a pretty good spot to end this with. He's dressed so uncool. He's got an uncool vehicle. He's got it. He's bought it and he's gonna get rid of it already, right? And it doesn't matter because they got tons of money and it's if only we could all just, you know, make a stupid purchase like this and know we're just going to throw it away and lose money and not even care. And so the last part of this, he says, let's do some paperwork, people. Paperwork. So that's coming. That's the last 2 seconds of it. And that's it. And, you know, it's a different kind of cringe because it really is now the senior living channel from Ken and Carol.
Let's go do some paperwork, people. Paperwork.
British peanut.
Double.
That sucked like shit. That sucked huge fucking shit.
White Canadian. The Japanese are horrible people. White Canadian. The Japanese are horrible people. White Canadian. The Japanese are horrible people.
Tangy.